Welcome to Upskilling in PowerPoint. Today I want to show you how to place text inside shapes. First, I'm going to show you a couple of examples of text inside shape. These are indeed shapes that have the text placed inside of them. This is a complex infographic, and again, all of the text is placed inside individual shapes. One of the things that is really common that I see is, especially with newer designers, they will put the text box on the outside of the shape. And as you can see here, the text boxes are different from the shape. So if I need to change the color of the shape, as you can see, these shapes aren't the same color, I'm going to have to move the text boxes, get those out of the way, then come in, edit the text, edit the boxes, bring these back over, try to align them, try to get them right. And again, it's all kind of based on judgment, what looks right, what doesn't look right. Whereas over here, while it looks very messy, all the text is inside the shape. All I need to do is select each text box and I can start adjusting both the shapes and the text inside. So as you can see here, I can just grab anything, it applies to everything, and boom, it's done. Much faster. You can, in fact, cut your editing time down on this application by about half just by putting text inside the shape. How do you do it? The easiest way is just grab any shape. You need to double click inside of it, and then you can start typing. And once you have your text inside the shape, you can move it around, you can change the shape. We're going to get a little more into that in the next few slides. One of the things I hear is, but it doesn't fit. What do I do when it doesn't fit? And you'll find this really common with circles, diamonds, triangles. The first thing you want to ask yourself is, does all this text belong? Can I get rid of some of the text? Can I shorten the text? You also want to watch out for this little return right there. Make sure you delete any extra returns. If you can get rid of the text, your problem is solved. If you can't, and it's really important to the stakeholder that all of this text is in this shape, a couple of things you can do. One of the first things I like to do is I like to go up to our Bright Slide add-in and go to the text margins and remove from selection. As you can see, that automatically gives me some more room. Now it still isn't fitting, so I'm going to take this down a couple of sizes. And you want to, especially with a diamond, you just want to kind of pay attention where everything's fitting. Now you can see here, this is going all the way to the edge. I like to do what's called a softer turn. That is, you put your cursor in front or behind a letter and you hit Shift Return. Now what's the difference between a hard and soft return? I'll show you. A hard return actually makes a lot more space, and a soft return, it just simply takes it to the next line. I'm going to do this in a few places. You can see it's already inside, but we don't want this word alone down here. So I'm just going to do that, and we have it. It fits in beautifully. Now, the other common problem I come across is, but my shape is in the wrong direction. So if I start trying to type in here, you can see that's going the wrong direction. Type in here, that's going the wrong direction, and that's going the wrong direction. So how do we fix this? First, how do you tell, other than the text is in the wrong direction? All of PowerPoint shapes have this little curve on the side, and if your shape is facing the right direction, it's going to be at the top. But for this infographic, it has to be pointed this way. So how do we fix that? You could redraw it, or a simple way is you want to grab another shape, doesn't matter what kind, put it on top, not on the outside, but just straight on top of the shape. Select both shapes and go up to your shape format. Go to Merge Shapes and Union. Now this was originally black, so we're going to make it black again. And you can see the text now fits in the right direction. The same applies for all of these. We're going to ungroup all of these shapes. We can always come back and regroup them. And you just do the same thing. Just grab a shape, put it on top, put the two together, merge shapes. And notice This is right at the top where it belongs. Let's do it again to the box below. Merge shapes, union, and we're going to make that black and send it to the back. And we have, you can now put our text in right side up. What if you come upon somebody's built this beautiful infographic, right? And you just need numbers in the top. And you can see, well, there it is. It's sideways. You could do what we did above, or there's another way. You can come up to the direction of text tool and just start playing around with it. And see, obviously you don't want that one. You don't really want that one. There it is. So just by changing the direction of the text, you can sometimes just solve your problem really quickly. Lastly, I want to show you how to add text inside infographics. If you're part of my team, then you know we have a library with a lot of infographics that you can use in your PowerPoint. These have all been done in SVG formats. So when they come in, you can't just add text. So what do? You go up to graphics format and you want to convert to shape. Again, this is an SVG. It will not work with a PNG, but it works with all SVGs. And you can see they are now broken into their individual shapes. We can also see that this broke them in such a way that they are all facing up. So we're going to grab our text, come over, and put that in. And remember, delete that last. Every time you copy text like this, quite often it puts a return at the bottom, and we don't want that return, so just delete that. And you're like, but that doesn't look right again. No worries, no worries. We're going to take care of that. So go up to our Format Painter, open up Text Options, and you want to specifically come in here to the text box, and we're going to start playing with the margins. So I'm going to bring this text over. I'm going to bring that over. Maybe it's not quite over far enough. I'm going to worry about this side first, and that looks really good. So I'm going to come over here, and I want that just to be a little bit different. Just because the way it's positioned. And just by adjusting that left, we can bring that over. Maybe you want to make another adjustment over here. Just make it feel right for you. Again, you can come in and color. Now you can see I've applied a gradient to all of them. So you can play with just recolor it shape by shape. If you want a gradient for all of it, select all of them, regroup. And on a Mac, it's Command Option G is the grouping. And you can come into Gradient Fill, and you can do an approved on-brand gradient this way. That's just a fun effect, or you can make them different colors, just so long as you stay in the branding of the brand you're working in. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you in the next one.